Hello, hello, dear beautiful friends. Welcome. Welcome, Olivia. Welcome, Muriel. Welcome to all those who will come after. Welcome to this Power of Listening space. Welcome, Sharon. Wow, so glad to be with you again after more than 1 month of pausing due to holidays, due to traveling, due to being in wild places where the internet connection is unstable. So it was a pause, but a needed one, and I believe for all of us. Actually, Octave is still on holidays, our co-host, and he announced me this morning that in the island of Greece, where he is right now, he doesn't have a very good connection. So today I will be alone hosting, but it's okay because I know that I'm not alone. So I'm with you, waiting for some more people. Also, the replay is on, so some people maybe will listen afterwards. So welcome everybody in this space. That is actually the first room that we have opened. We opened back in time more than 6 months ago, initially in Romanian, in the Hara Center, Hara Holistic Center, that I set up in 2018 here in Romania. But actually it's a global center who addresses to actually all the beings who feel called to come and to share and to be in high frequencies and to explore together the Jinkies transmission and also some other tools, some other paths of exploration of the self. The center is called Hara because I have felt since I was young a very strong attraction to this point that we have in the body, this one point that is stabilizing us, and that is actually, this is a wormhole, and this is a magic space where we find out who we really are. So that is why the name is Hara, the place where the sun starts to shine in or out. And yes, this room is opened now in English as well. I think it was 2 or 3 months ago that we opened in English as well, because we wanted to explore with more people about this power of listening. And we started with the listening because actually we have found out that listening is one of the major needs that we have, either to be listened and also to listen. So, yeah, let's explore further this space. But before that, I propose to you to take a few moments to do a very short attunement, as we used to do, in this beautiful energy of Sunday, of the day of the sun. That is holy. Each Sunday it's a holy space. I love this Sunday energy. Here in Romania, where I am now, is afternoon. It's 5 p.m. And maybe you are in some other places in the United States, some of you, where it's morning. And wherever you are, so let's find some moments to turn our attention inwards, to breathe deeply in order to slow down the rhythm and to just connect or reconnect with that space that we have inside, and especially in the solar plexus, especially in the center of the solar plexus, in this one point, where actually it is a cusp of this energy of peace, of silence, of stability, of self-love, and of love for life and for anything that love contains. So what I invite you now is to feel this energy of peace. And wherever in our body we see now in this moment that we do not have utterly peace, we have some tension, maybe we have some pain, maybe we have some constrictions, or maybe we just perceive some inner fight between the mind and the heart, between some parts of our body, between maybe some cells. So let's take a few moments to just assure that part of your body that, including these tensions, these fears, these conflicts, are safe because they are part of our journey, and because our body is fully equipped with anything that we need in order that sooner or later to reach that peace. And now that we all work with the awareness, let's put the awareness that we have in this moment to just acknowledge that the friction that maybe we have in those places is part of our inner dance, is part of our seeking of peace. So let's assure ourselves that we are safe, we are in good hands, and the awareness that we put there inside, and especially in the solar plexus, and especially around the one point, will bring us anything that we need, will bring us the peace, will bring us the stability, will bring us the silence, the quietness, the understanding and the compassion towards ourselves and towards the others who maybe provoked that conflict. So let's just feel how slowly we are touching that peace. Let's feel the sweetness, and let's feel any qualities that this peace transmit to us. And let's also feel that we are not alone. We are together now in this space, and we are also together with some other people who could not come, but in spirit they are with us. We are already together with those who will listen afterwards. So there is a network of light that unites us all. So let's enjoy and let's invite the transmission in this room, the power of listening. Welcome everyone. I'm so glad that we are together again. And as I said before, I will be without Octave today hosting. But I'm sure that each of you will have something to transmit. The topic that came to me, maybe it's an unusual one, maybe it's a subtle one, and it is how we listen. How do we listen the unusualness? How do we listen those moments, those periods of times, those experiences that are not common to us, that are not known, that are different, that are maybe suddenly completely maybe from some other realm sometimes. So how have we noticed that we listen this kind of experiences? For those of you who work with the gene keys, and I think most of us we are, in these days the sun is activating this energy of peace, gene key 6, and compassion, gene key 36. And in I Ching, this gene key 6 transmits this message, of friction, the gate of friction. And sometimes the friction that comes in our life creates an unusualness, something weird. Sometimes it's obvious, this weirdness, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's like in this realm of senses, feeling. It's like we really don't know how to interpret, how to understand, how to behave. So we need time and space to really feel what it is all about. So yeah, this is the topic. I invite you already to come. As you already know, most of you, we will stay some 60 minutes, 75 minutes, something like that, 1 hour or so. So I invite you already to come and to share, to start sharing, because each time when we do this, we understand ourselves better. It's something like we are calling the clarity. Maybe sometimes we don't have clarity when we come to speak, but then after some words, after some phrases, we realize that more and more the clarity comes and we ourselves understand what we wanted to transmit. So maybe you remember some weird situation that you've had recently or some years ago or some months ago, and you would like to share about them, and you would like to tell us how you have listened. Until you will come here on the stage, I will share a little bit about my situation. Some of you already know. I will not enter into details, but I am passing through a divorce after 33 years. Beautiful, beautiful experience with my ex-husband. We have 3 beautiful children. But now I'm in a situation when each day I encounter moments of weirdness. I'm not used to be alone. I'm not used to be in an empty house. I'm not used to live each day without the family around. My children are all of them. They left because my daughters are living in some other countries. And my son is a student, and he also left home. He's in the 3rd year of university. So for me, it's like everything is weird. Everything is unusual. And at the same time, all is completely, completely new. So I started to really surrender. Yes, to practice this surrendering each day, and to consider each same day from the very first moment when I open my eyes as a completely new terrain, a new field, new opportunities for me to see life differently and to be more open to receive and be received in completely new ways. And this is beautiful and also challenging. And I may say that I enjoy it, and I also say that I'm just practicing this invoking peace and feeling peace and yeah, seeing life in a completely new perspective. So thank you for listening, and I'm so glad that we have Olivia and Sharon on the stage. So yes, Olivia, if you are ready, please share with us anything that you feel inspired to.
I am traveling. If Sharon would like to go first, that would be
Okay,
wonderful.
okay. So are you okay, Sharon, if you go first?
I'll try. Can you hear me?
Um, okay, I hear you not constantly. I mean, it's coming and going, the connection. Let's see, try again.
I'm going to go to another part of the house and I'll check back in.
Okay, now it's better. Now it's
Is it
better.
better? Okay,
Yes,
let me
yes,
close the
yes.
door.
Thank you, Sharon. Hmm.
Ah, I noticed that one of my friends just joined us. Um, I am on the first day of a self retreat, a self guided retreat. So it was just so precious. Um, Last night, as I was thinking about beginning to have this call to be a part of, and because I find that listening is the most important thing in this inward listening. And yeah, it's the pause that we talk about in the Gene Keys all the time. And it's also, um, I have a tendency to take so much in, and it needs to be digested, and I need to process it and maybe almost make art out of it in a way, is sort of what it seems, to make it a part of who I am, a part that's like this clearing of my aura, clearing of the space around me, clearing of the space inwardly, so that I'm clearer in everything, in my presence, in my speech, in my listening. Um, so I'm in the dream arc right now. So the Black Panther showed up for me, which is the 61st gene key, and it was just actually, I do something silly I call a Bible dip, where I just open the book to a place and it just speaks to me. And it's the 61st. And that too is around, I think, listening, the impeccability of speech as well, which seems to be something I'm working toward. And uh, at the beginning of this getting here to this place where I am, as soon as I was leaving, my friend picked me up and we were leaving the parking garage, which is all indoors. We waited behind some people who were having a hard time dealing with getting out of the parking garage. And because we waited, a dove uh, flew right in front of us as soon as we got to the top of the queue. It wasn't there. It flew into this garage and flew right in front of us and sat there for a few moments. And I guess I have to say that's one of the ways I listen, is to pay attention to the natural phenomenon, the things that happen around me, and to perceive them as gifts. And, with the Gene Keys work, I perceive so many things as gifts, even sometimes conflict. But so the dove is definitely this sixth Gene Key, and that friction. And I guess I'll end with saying that my friction seems to be, which is part of this retreat as well, my purpose is the 43rd, which is moves from deafness to epiphany through the pathway of insight. And that just takes so much listening, and listening to the right thing, and filtering out what I don't need to, filtering out those old voices. And Claudia, much like you, going through a transition, I feel that in myself. So many things in my life have come full circle. I'm older. I'm 68. I just turned 68, which is just incredible. And it just feels so wonderful to be here and to not be afraid, to welcome, to welcome the fear, even the fear of speaking, and to, embrace the shadow, to release the gift, to know that everything has the seed for me, that just this new perception of everything, that it's showing up for me, just like this call today. So, ah, hmm. Thank you so much, Claudia, for this room. And Olivia, I'm so glad you're here. And everybody, thank you.
Hmm. Sharon, wow, thank you so much for your openness. It was so, I just feel how open your heart is in this moment, Wow. Wow, this is beautiful. It's so beautiful. Your decision, your choice for this self retreat, and especially now when we are in this ring of alchemy. Maybe you have noticed that this is the fourth week with this Jinky 6 that we are in the ring of alchemy. It's the fourth Jinky of this ring. And then the four partners are in the ring of divinity. So to be in a self-retreat in the ring of alchemy, when the sun consequently during 4 weeks um, shines over energies that are intensifying our solar plexus, it's wow. Because you felt to put more awareness in this place, to put more awareness on your um, sensibility and sensitivity, and to just let the alchemy happen. And I just felt in all this period of time, and we still have 2-3 more days, because today we are with line 4, so we still have 2-3 days until we finish this ring, or these 2 rings. Wow, that the intensity, it's really, really, really very high, inner intensity and also outer intensity. I've noticed that. And especially that we've had a full moon in Pisces recently. So it was the harvest moon. So somehow in these days, weeks, we just are able to see the harvest of our processes until now, And when you decide to go inside in order to see with more clarity, to perceive with more clarity this harvest, this is something very beautiful and very powerful. So thank you so much for sharing this and for giving us this idea, because maybe some of us will do it as well. And I wish you really to enjoy how step by step you go closer to your divine self. This ring of divinity will help you and helps us all to release the fears that previously stopped us or limited us to meet our divine self. So wish you best of luck and beautiful moments with yourself. And you know, of course, that you are not alone. You know that on a subtle plane, actually, we are bringing the retreats together. And actually, we are listening on a subtle plane to each other. And we are supporting each other a lot. And yes, the spirits of the animals as well. And this is beautiful, beautiful how you described and how actually the energy of the day through that dove came to you, and also the panther, the black panther, where you know Pluto is now in Jinki 61. So that beautiful planet who, being so far away from the sun, actually transmits to all of us that we do not have any other chance but in some moment to achieve that lightness of the soul like a feather. So I wish you to feel your soul in this self-retreat more and more and more and more like a feather of that white dove. Thank you so
Oh,
much, Sharon.
Claudia, you just dropped so many pearls on me. I can't wait to re-listen again. I'm so grateful I get to re-listen to your words. And oh, I just feel like it was for all of us. Thank you so much.
You as well. And I see that more people came. Welcome, everybody, in this Power of Listening room. We started already to share. The topic for today is how do we listen the weirdness, the unusualness that sometimes happen in our life. How we perceive it, how do we respond, and how do we listen to these kind of energies. So let's see, Olivia, are you prepared now? Are you okay to speak? We have Sarah as well with us. Yes, dear.
As long as you can hear me, you let me know if there's too much background noise since I'm driving.
There is some background noise. If you can just
Turn it down.
no, the microphone, if you can put it a little bit closer, or
Is this better?
let's see. It's better. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm always scared I'll be too loud.
No, it's okay now.
Okay, good. Oh, well, Claudia, just there's so many pieces, and like Sharon said, it's wonderful to be in these spaces and then hear your reflection, Sharon. I always love hearing from you, and when we've shared in other rooms, and I just appreciate the alchemy, the community, when we're sharing these deep, sweet places of, tender, raw truth with our growth. It's so valuable to me. So I just wanted to say, thank you for sharing so purely. It's just such a blessing to be in space with you, and, to receive from Claudia and to share this. So, yeah. Oh, Claudia, there's so many specific nuances of what you're speaking to this morning. My awareness right now, I'm actually talking about all these energies, really working with this manifested energy of this transition, life transition in a physical form and spiritual, energetic, soulful, evolutionary form that I'm living through right now. And in the moon, with the full moon, I was seeing myself, moving out of the physical space where I was and into a space on the sea. And now today, mid-cycle, moving into that new moon phase, at Media Luna, I am driving to the ocean, and I'll be in the sea within a few hours. So just celebrating that, but very much working with I've started studying human design as well a little bit, and become aware exactly of of what you're speaking of, my Pluto and 6.5 in my design. And so the energy of conflict, yes, as Sharon was speaking, that I have embraced when it has come up for me, or when I was the victim even, we'll call it, even though I don't really like to empower that word, when it felt like that for me in the past, I embraced that, yes, as a experience to learn through. And I have lived in a conscious and contemplative and feeling state practice of these truths. It's like, what, just all the angle questions of what is this asking me to experience? How is it asking me to grow? And yet, I've just come through a few years and a few concentrated months of some very powerful Chiron, wounding, healing, reflection work, and my own shadow aspect that's brought me into more recognition.
Olivia, dear, I think we lose you. We cannot hear you right now. Let's see. Let's see now. Okay. If you can open now. Okay.
Letting me know. I'll treat it. Yes, the miraculous piece for me at this moment is that experience in tracking behaviors is that it seems as if I had to live through every angle of that energy, that karmic pattern. And as I just experienced myself in the shadow, living from my Chiron wound of fear of recreating it, projecting that outside of myself for one of the, maybe the first time in a powerful way that I was not being present and shutting someone else and not being willing to work through it, I got to experience it's like the full shadow of conflict and how that choice, how much pain that choice creates. But it's like I hadn't experienced it on that side of it. I had only pointed the finger because of my purity rings and all these things, or all these trusting ways that I've been inside my body. But it's like I needed, in a painful way, to have lived through that in order to be at the place where I'm able to self-parent in the moment. And even hours and days, just even yesterday and today, recognizing that even though I could hold space in the past with being sensitively aware to listen to others, if I was in a space of supporting them or holding for them, then I could practice those high forms like we can. I'm like, oh yes, I can hold the space and listen to see what is mine to respond to and be willing to restrain. And maybe it's just to hear them and how beautiful that was. But until I was in my most triggered, painful state, I now, able to be in that practice of self-loving, self-soothing, self-parenting mastery. That's that evolutionary thing that I know I need to live always and for the rest of my life, of being aware, of being so sensitively, as you started speaking into in all your beautiful ways, Claudia, of being so sensitively aware to if it's pain and how to restrain, and only receiving whatever is being communicated from someone else as a way for me to receive love and then reflect back that if it's in a non-response or whatever that choice is. So I'm just very much in the depth of recognition, my humility through my own healing of my shadow aspect, and recognizing and reviewing my life and seeing how much conflict was my mechanism of, of only knowing stimulation through conflict as my karmic pattern. And then being able to, for weeks, even before this week, I was bringing my mind to it, and now I'm bringing my body to it to say, okay, so this energy is in my design, and yet I can choose through practice to be in my body and to say, I choose to receive everything as love. I choose to not need conflict. So that's the transition and the transmuting and the practice that I'm in right now. So I'm extremely humbled by it and extremely blessed to be brought into this, returning to this potency, this potential that I have by bringing my own practice to it every moment. So thank you for letting me get that out. I'm glad the technology supported me. And yeah, just so much blessings for your work, Claudia. I'm so nourished by it and taught by it and led by it. And thank you for your listening and your modeling so beautifully. So much love to everybody.
Thank you, Olivia, dear. So beautiful. I love whenever we choose to connect, even though we are not in a stable place and stable environment. And thank you so much for connecting and for coming to share. Even though you were driving, and even though you were in a let's say in a flow and not in a stable energy, but I love it. I love it, and I love this symbol. That you are going towards the ocean. So, yes, the same as Sharon, you are going to a deep, 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 deep process. This is how I feel, and what you have expressed so beautifully. We need the friction. We need the friction. We cannot escape. It's part of life. I mean, due to friction, we create life. Due to friction, we give birth. And can be physically and can be, of course, emotionally and very, very, very subtle. And all these inner conflicts, all this, searching for peace. Actually, it's part of the beauty of life. It's true. When we are in the core of the experience, it's not easy. But with the awareness that we open up more and more and more and more, we see differently, we perceive differently. And there is one, like an epiphany that came to me. I will share with you. You inspired me, Olivia, with the ocean. I was recently in Greece, the second part of my vacation, and I was in the northern part of Greece, in Macedonia, Thracia. Actually, it's a very old, old, old piece of land, and even the sea is called the Thracian Sea. And one day I was with other 5 women, and one day I really felt to leave a retreat, like Sharon said, so to be alone. So I communicated to them that I prefer to stay alone on the beach. So it was okay, they understood. So all day long, I went with myself and with the sea. So just in front of me, there was the sea with a lot of stones in it. Actually, I could not swim there, but I entered into the sea between the stones because they really attracted me, just to stay there and to feel the clear water and to just to just contemplate the place. And suddenly, looking at the stones, I realized that this expression that we have of letting go, actually, when we decide, when we choose, or when we just come to this conclusion that we need to let go something, somebody, some energy, some patterns, this does not mean that that thing, let's call it like that, we just let it just vanish. that means that that thing goes down, down, down inside our being, like the stones in the sea or in the ocean. They have become so dense for our body, for our life, so heavy, so petrified, that we need to let them go deep, 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 deep in the ocean of our inner being. And once we decide to let that thing go down, then the waters inside us take care afterwards. The waters inside us know what to do with those stones, metaphorically, you know? So, wow, for me that was like, wow, this is what I need to do with the heaviness of what I am feeling right now regarding the divorce, regarding the change in my family, regarding the past. And it helped me a lot, you know. So, yeah, I wanted to transmit to you this image and this epiphany. Yeah, thank you for listening. I have many ideas to share, but I want to let the space for you. Olivia, thank you so much for what you shared. And I also have Jinky 6, you know. My conscious moon is there. And also my Uranus, conscious and unconscious. I mean, in the moment of my birth and 3 months before. So I have 3 times Jinky 6. And I feel it so, so, so deeply, so intensely. We know that this is a life code that talks about the intensity of our feelings. It's the master emotional key. So this ring of alchemy will close with this intensity, you know, of emotions, but it's nothing else but energy in motion. So we will be invited to let the energy flow, to let all those stones in our life to go down, 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 deep, 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 and to honor frictions in our life, because these frictions invite us to a deeper sincerity with ourselves. We are forming the channel of mating with ourselves. So actually, we are all go into a self-retreat in these days. So thank you so much, Olivia. Thank you, Sharon, again. And we have Sarah with us. So Sarah, I will pass the mic to you.
Thank you. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
All right. So I feel very led to this room this morning. I haven't been on Clubhouse for um, several weeks, just needing to kind of isolate my own feelings and inward circumstances right now. But last night I had a dream about you, Claudia. It was what I remember is just that we were sitting across the table eating at a gathering and just seeing your bright, loving personality. And so I looked, I pulled up Clubhouse and I saw the notification or that this room was on. So I set a notification and went on my walk. And on my walk, um, I I've just had the thoughts of this legal system. You know, my life's still very intertwined in this legal system, and getting around the corruption here. And as I have gone through my Gene Keys journey and just spiritual awakening from religion right into these the awareness of these other realms and my very natural connection to the earth and to the entities and all around and the angels, it has just surprisingly come very natural. And so I've been looking at ways that I can share that gift, kind of that psychic, ability to be able to connect to others and read others' energy. And I thought that's where I was going. And this morning on my walk, I have just had all the things going on in this situation with my girls and the legal system come to my mind. It's how would I put this? It's at its peak destruction right now in my life, but I feel stronger than ever. It's just an incredible feeling. I feel like it's my own personal journey of knowing myself and owning my voice. Like, this has been a lesson I've needed for lifetimes. And so it's all so perfect, even the intensity of how difficult it is on this physical plane, what it looks like. But on my walk, all of a sudden, I just, like, those things weren't really opening up to me. I'd start these ideas, but nothing was flowing. I kept getting just thrown back into this situation of the legal system, and how am I going to communicate it this time? Because the issue is, well, there's lots of issues, but it is very difficult to communicate emotional and mental abuse to people who don't know how to recognize the symptoms. And in my area, the judges and attorneys, it's so hard to find anyone who understands that. They're so that's not really allowed. And so they've kind of have this culture of just pushing those emotional conversations away when they come up. And it's done a real disservice to women and children. And I've seen it in extreme ways in my life. And I just was thinking, okay, how can I best serve, like, with the gifts I've been given? And gosh, like, a whole brand new idea dropped into my mind. And I just hadn't considered it because I hate the legal system. But I had this big, like, vision of me being a judge and how much that is needed, like, in our country, in the world, is honest judges who not only can see the psychology of situation, but know the abusive symptoms. That is what's hurting women and children the most, I think, is just the unawareness of that abuse, and the fear of not knowing how to even approach it or how to handle it, and how to discern it. And as a judge, like, I feel that is so vital right now, and will be continuing more and more with where this world is going. And so just that whole vision. And sometimes I do receive just these visions. But what happened is, I was getting that vision and my notification went off for Clubhouse, but I had to get back to my house where I would have better internet, so I could get on. And so it took me about 10 minutes, and then I got on and listened. And the lesson that came to me was, as I was listening to the beginning, and how is the power of listening, where can I apply that in my life right now? And I knew instantly, like, this is something that is very possible. Like, as I unfold myself, and I know a narcissistic gaslighting mind, like a professional. I've lived with one, and I have had to follow those step by step. But not only me, I've had to turn around and help my daughters find their way through that minefield. And so I know that mind, but it's so far away from who I am and who I have. It's been so conflicting for me to learn that and try to function in this legal system when I feel like I'm such a spiritual psychic being. I didn't know how to integrate that part of it. And I just feel like, yeah, this is like definitely something I could really, really look into, and I will. But the lesson to me is like, keep listening, keep listening. Don't jump yet. Keep listening. And I feel like there's real power in that, like that slow growth of insight that comes and just kind of puts all the pieces of the puzzle together and adds the energy that we need to create our vision. You know, I think we have to not just listen once and just run with the vision. You know, we will surely disrail ourselves really quick. And so, like, the power of listening to me is, okay, I have this vision and this very specific insight of what I could do. And I can see myself as a judge, being my psychic abilities coming into hand, my connection to the realms, like, yeah. And my life's, what is it? What's the bottom? Is it life's purpose on the Gene Keys chart?
Yes, yes.
So that's 33, revelation. And so I'm seeing these little things like start to fill in, but I still, in my heart, I'm being told to keep listening, keep listening. And so that to me is even more powerful than the vision that I've received, is the power in keep listening. Don't run and take this like I know what I'm doing, because I can't do it without keep listening, keep being connected, listen to my environment. And so I just felt this was just such a powerful lesson for me this morning. And Claudia, thanks for showing up in my dreams and leading me to this class. It's so blessed. Just the way the universe works is so blessed. Thank you for letting me share.
Bless you, Sarah dear. Wow. Wow, how connected we are. This is something amazingly beautiful, amazingly beautiful. Wow. It's very powerful, the symbolistic part, you know. It's very powerful because the table that appeared in the dream, I feel that it's a message of nurturing vibrations, actually, you know. And now while you were speaking, it came to me. I'm also weird like you because I communicate with other worlds. I mean, I receive messages, and sometimes I don't know if to call them downloads, but I listen messages. So it's in the situation you are right now, it's so nurturing to not to put the focus on the human legal approach. It is there, it is true, it's material, it's here, it's real, yes, tangible, yes, but the message is to focus on the higher frequency. Look, we have these two rings, alchemy and divinity, activated. There are 8 gene keys activated in these weeks. This is the 4th week. And among them, there are 3 sacred seals with 3 CDs that are very, very, very powerful and very healing, you know. So we have this Gene Key 40, the divine will. So focus on the energy of the divine will, that being the first sacred seal heals the wound of the first line, which is repression, which is the root of any fear, including the fear to lose integrity, physical integrity, you know. It's the fear of fear, actually. So focus on the divine will, invoke the divine will. And then we have in the ring of alchemy, in the other one, in the ring of divinity, we have 22. So the grace, the divine grace that heals the wounds of any line. And we have also the Jinki 63, which is the divine truth. So if you invoke these three energies, divine will, divine grace, and divine truth, to come and infuse the situation you are in, and just to connect with these energies, nothing else, just to open and receive them in anything, in your intentions, in your gestures, in your words, in your listening, in your touch, in your aura. And then let life, let the source to take care of the human legislation. You may also see in your profile your cities, and you may invoke all your cities. Invoke them, call them, to infuse the field, to infuse the situation. And then, first of all, you'll feel like you already started to feel very stable inside. You'll feel that nothing will, you are invincible, actually. And from there, your senses will be in such a way activated that you will not lose the inner peace at all in this situation. I have just seen the transits, the overall transits, and now as we speak, we have Neptune in Jinki 36, like the Earth, exactly like the Earth. So the Jinki of humanity and compassion that heals the turbulence. Neptune is the planet of transcendence, so it's the planet who helps us, that helps us to go beyond the veil, or to travel beyond the veil and then back here, and then beyond the veil and back here, so just to see from a multi-perspective the situation we are living. So you know that you are already gifted to do this travel. So it's so nurturing to just surrender, to these higher frequencies, and let them just, infuse you. Wow. So maybe this is my mission, let's say, to transmit this to you from the dream, or who knows, maybe even more. Maybe we will talk privately. But it's so beautiful. And like Olivia said before, Chiron has a very powerful role in these years until 2027, and after that, when this mutation will happen to all of us and to Mother Earth. So we are all discovering or rediscovering, remembering that we are healers. Each of us in our way. We may be healers through our mere presence, nothing else. We may be a healer through our words. We may be healers through how we listen, nothing else. Through how we listen. We may be healers through how we connect with higher frequencies, and we call them, and we receive them, and we listen to them. Or some people are healers through therapies, through coaching, through other type of guidance. So we are all remembering the quality that we have to be healers. So yes, this is beautiful, and I'm so glad that you are back, Sarah. I'm also back right now after 1 month or so of almost missing from any Clubhouse room, and also from that symphony of peace, of truth. I think it is of symphony of truth. I think yes, because I could not. I could not connect. I was in my space. I was in my retreat, and only now I'm coming back. But it's good. It's good whenever we just allow ourselves to establish the priorities that we feel we need, because this means that we listen to our needs. This is another thing that maybe we may share in the minutes that we stay, maybe 15, 20, or 30 minutes more, as you wish, um, regarding how we listen our needs, because everything starts from recognizing our needs, so sometimes we do not listen our needs enough. So yes, thank you so much, Sarah, and I call the divine will, and I call the divine grace, and I call the divine truth, and I call all the cities in your profile and all the higher energies, in order that the way the situation you are in will be finalized, accomplished, to be optimum for you, for your daughters, and for everybody who is involved in this situation. Amen. Ooh. Thank you so much. And thank you for also for the messages, for your messages, Paula. I will read the quote that you wrote in the chat. I like it a lot. And Paula wrote, "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." Wow, so beautiful. And I see that you are also practicing diplomacy, and you are also feeling the intensity of feelings, and you are also harvesting the inner peace. Yes, wonderful. Thank you for sharing. So, dear ones, if you have more stories, ideas, or if you have questions, or if anybody else wants to come on the stage, please do.
I have a couple questions.
Please, Sarah.
So, yeah, that was so significant what you have given me and blessed me with. The 40, the 22, and the 63. So the 22 is my culture, 22.3, and 63.3 is my EQ. And but I feel like it's the 40. It's the 40 that I've gotten, like I feel that has dropped in, the divine will, the will to use my powers and gifts in very critical moments of people's lives, and have the confidence to know that I'm seeing truth and making decisions based on truth. And God, like what you said, just brought so much of it together. So thank you. But is there any insight you can give me on like 22 being my culture and EQ being 63 being my EQ?
Yes, before that, I would give you and to all another message which is so powerful when I discovered it and I lived it for the first time, and then continuously I look to live it again. When you listen the sacred seals, if you follow the program, you know that we start with the 7th and then we go back to the 6th, to the 5th, and so on. And the 40th is the last one, actually. It's the first sacred seal, but actually when we invoke them and when we stay a few weeks or months as we feel with them, the 40th Chinky, the 40th city of divine will, is the last seal invoked. And when I listened to it for the first time, wow, for me was really, really such a powerful, powerful message. Because being the first seal, it corresponds with line 1, which is about corporality. It's about the bones, it's about the flesh, it's about the material plane, actually. And when you listen, you'll notice that Richard repeats various times that this seal is about acceleration of karma, acceleration of burning of karma. So now that we are in this ring of alchemy and that we have the Jinki 47 just before this Jinki 6 activated by the sun, all of us have had an acceleration of karma releasing, all of us. And now that we bring Jinki 40th in the field, just for you all to know that this seal is very, very, very powerful. You'll feel it in your body. Whenever you listen this seal, and all of them actually, they are so high frequencies, but when you come to this one, it's inevitable, the somatization. I mean, the body will feel the high frequency. So this is what I wanted to tell you. It's very, very powerful. So you have the chance right now to just let all that karma that is for you and also the collective one present in this situation that you are living, let that karma to be burned, to be released, to be washed, and let these high frequencies nurture the whole situation. Now, regarding the Jinki 22nd in the culture, so there is Jupiter activating the 7 sacred seal there. The sphere of culture is a magnet, actually. It's an attraction, like the attraction sphere in the Venus sequence, but that one is the attraction one-to-one in the primary relationship sphere. Then here in the culture, it's one-to-all. It's a social attraction. It's a magnet, it's a social magnet. So that sphere, it's about the team, the partnership that you attract in the business or in the projects or in the service. I call it service with a capital S, in the service that you offer. So having 22nd there, it's a direct message from your DNA that you came as a healer, actually. The prosperity in your life depends on how much you are aware about the healer inside you. And also, being with line 3, it's about forming families, unities. Line 3 there, it's about really this energy of familiarity that you have. I also have line 3 there, but with Jinki 31. So I feel it very, very strongly. It's about really friendship and transmitting this energy of familiarity. So the people come to you because they feel the closeness, they feel like the family alchemy around you. And being with Jinki 22nd, yes, it's about the divine grace that comes through you. The only thing is to be sincere with yourself, because the tendency to dishonor yourself, this is the shadow of 22nd, is there unconsciously. So you may fall yourself in a trap. These are the words that I'm listening right now. Just confusing yourself with some people. It's one thing to feel well with some people around you, consider them friends, do some collaboration with them, and it's completely another thing to go further with people who really, really, really are your growth allies or allies, with a fractal, with the people who really resonate at the same frequency as you. So this is a very subtle distinction. You are invited to feel. And Jupiter is helping you, is supporting you, because Jupiter is the planet of truth. And it's very gentle, this energy of Jupiter, but whenever you cheat yourself, it becomes very masculine. And it transmits to you very directly. You dishonor yourself. This person is not healthy for you. Set limits. And then you said that you have the 63. Correct me if I'm not, if I'm wrong. So 63, you said in EQ. Is it okay? Is it correct?
Yeah, 63.3.
60. With line 3 again. So it's again about this friendship. And in EQ, in the sphere of EQ, this line 3 is something very beautiful. Line 3, we know that it's this archetype of not being convinced of itself as bringing value to the relationship, to that situation, to that person. And it's in a deeper realm, it's even more not being convinced that you are worthwhile of being loved. And this is very painful at a karmic level in the past. So that is why line 3 makes you not getting involved in relationship, including with yourself, very easily. That is why you need experience. You need to explore. You need diversity. You need many people, many friends, many situations, diverse explorations in order to convince yourself that yes, you are worthwhile to be loved, and you bring lots of value to your relationship. So once you become convinced of that, the people start to come to you and to speak to you and to share with you their deepest stories, because they feel the energy of friendship that you have, and they feel your value, and they feel that you are so loving, and they feel they do not judge them. But of course, this depends a lot on the second cycle of your growth, your forming, that is the puberty between 7 and 14 years old. If your mother listened to you, if your mother was welcoming, and also your father, but that period of time is about the feminine energy, the energy of your mother. And if not, now you are in that period when you heal the non-listening, that part when your mother maybe didn't know how to listen to you. So once this is healed, you become a very good listener and a very good friend and a very high value for the people who come to you. Now, being line 3 together with Jinky 63, of course the people feel that you are continuously listening inside you the divine truth. And once you listen to the divine truth, of course you are becoming the field of truth. So that is why they come to you, because they know that they are prepared to listen to the divine truth through you. So maybe you have experienced this kind of experiences, situations when some people like manifested the shadow, the doubt of the 63. Maybe when you are not very stable inside you and you are doubting yourself of the capacity to receive the divine truth inside you. But once you stabilize this, then the healer, the role of the healer, come in your life, and you're manifested through those very high frequencies. Yeah. So I hope this is helpful to you and to everybody who listened. Hmm. Thank you for asking. Thank you for the trust. It's so beautiful. I feel the field so sweet. And I feel how you all are in these moments just enjoying the listening. If any of you feel to be listened, please come. You may come just to say hello and be listened by the others. It's very powerful and it's healing when we do this. So if you feel to do it, do it. If not, ooh, I propose you to stay a little bit, just a few moments in silence, and just to listen to the silence and to listen to the essences, to our own essence and to the essences of others. Let's do that for a minute. Thank you. So much sweetness in the field. You know, this is what I feel, that such a deep dharma, such a deep transmission, how the Jinkies is. This is what it helps us, inspires us, guides us to touch our essence, sweet beyond measure. How we do it? Sometimes we do it, yes, like in the school, like a pupil. Sometimes we are like pupils. We read all the Jinkies, we study them, we continuously listen or read them, coming back to them, and so on. We need it. We need this structure. Sometimes we don't need it. Sometimes we do it in a creative way. Sometimes we do it through programs like the Dream Arc, for example, through the spirits of the animals, of the birds, of the insects. Sometimes we just listen to the sweet Richard, his videos, his audios that are so powerful and also sweet. Sometimes we just stay in nature and we just connect with nature. Sometimes we do these self-retreats like Sharon told us. But at the end of the day, what we do is, what we achieve is to reach our essence, to feel it. And we listen to it once we touch it, and then we start to express it, to communicate it. And you know, and in these days and moments and periods of time like we are in a very powerful retrogradation of planets. There are 6 planets in a retrograde movement, and many people said, whoa, 6 planets, come on, but how come? Yes, this is a very beautiful invitation from all of them to just listen this unusualness. Because actually I understood that for a planet to be retrograde or to move in a retrograde way does not mean that they move in another way. They just change their rhythm. Some of them they slow down, some other they accelerate, but 6 of them. You can imagine they talked about them between them, sorry, in order to help us all to listen deeper, to slow down, to connect with our own rhythm, and especially Mercury, the planet of communication, which is the innermost planet, the closest to the sun, that impacts our relationship with us and with the others, you know. So this Mercury is amazing. And this morning I have listened to Rauru, who brought human design here on Earth, and he explained it so beautifully. And I invite you also to you, whenever you feel called to do it, to look in your human design chart and to look where do you have Mercury conscious and unconscious in the moment of your birth and 3 months before your birth. Which are the jinki that is there and which is the line? Because the conscious Mercury means mostly how we communicate consciously, yes, through words, through gestures, body language. And the unconscious Mercury, of course, stays a lot with how do we listen. And both Mercuries form the totality of our communication. And this retrogradation of Mercury until October 4th invites us a lot to reconsider the way we communicate, including the listening as part of communication. And yeah, it seems that many people reconsider including their points of view. Actually, I have listened forecast regarding Mercury, and starting the last week of August, we were prepared for this reconsideration. We ourselves, we may reconsider our arguments, counter-arguments, when to speak, when to pause, the value of some words. So this reconsideration of our communication style happen a lot while Mercury is in this retrograde movement until October 4th. Yeah. Thank you for listening. I felt to share with you this. So, dear ones, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed today. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for choosing to be here in this room, to be together in this Power of Listening room. We will remain connected afterwards. You may listen afterwards. Please share with some other people, whether they work with Jinkies or not. And I will welcome you in some other spaces. This Tuesday, next Tuesday, coming Tuesday, Jinkies and Parenting. Next Thursday, Jinkies and the Solar Plexus. And Contemplative Hearth, we will have next Friday, also on Hara Center Global. We will choose a material from Richard, be it written or video, and we will contemplate it as we used to do it as well. And there are more and more spaces, beautiful spaces. So I wish you beautiful, beautiful vibrations in each instant. And I wish you that every instant of your life to feel in your body the highest frequencies that you are able to feel. Be blessed. Lots of love from my side and warm hug of love. And I will keep the room open for a few moments. If any of you that who are on the stage want to say goodbye and a few words for goodbye, please do it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. That was beautiful, Claudia.
Thank you too, dear Olivia. Lots of love.
Thank you, Claudia. such a wonderful beginning, just a beautiful practice of listening and sharing. Thank you.
Thank you too, dear Sharon, and enjoy the retreat. I support you, sending good energies. We have Jill. Let's see if she wants to tell us something. Let's see, Jill, if I manage to bring you. I see you with the hand raised. Yes. Please open the mic.
Okay, gosh, it's a new thing every time I've done it, I guess. Thank you so much for just huge amount of love just poured onto me for my Sunday. I really appreciate it. You're just so precious. Love your voice, and you're just so loving. Thank you so much, Claudia, and the whole
Thank
group.
you, Jill. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. Warm hug of love. Be blessed. And have a safe trip and enjoy it. Beautiful. Enjoy your day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Love you. And let's stay connected, dears. Connected in love. Bye.